Sound of a slow, deep breath in, then out, the faint crackle of embers. Ever wake up and feel like you've been in a fight you don't remember? Every step is a protest. Reaching for the coffee mug feels like a monumental effort. Your muscles are screaming a symphony of soreness. Good. That pain is not your enemy. It is not a sign to stop. It is the oldest receipt in the world. Proof of purchase. It's the feeling of a promise being kept to yourself. This is the Phoenix Protocol. Music begins low, pulsing, with the sound of a distant heartbeat and ethereal rising tones. Visuals. Extreme close-up on a person's shoulder muscle, tight and sore. Fiery, glowing embers drift across the skin like falling ash. Look at it. Really look at it. That deep, resonant ache in your quads after a brutal leg day. The tender stiffness in your lats when you try to stretch. We've been taught to see this as a setback, to reach for the ice pack, the painkillers, to wish it away. But what if we've been reading the map all wrong? This soreness is the ashes. Think about the myth of the phoenix, a magnificent legendary bird that lives for centuries. But at the end of its life cycle, it doesn't just grow old and fade. It builds a pyre of its own making. It ignites itself, burning in a blaze of glorious, terrifying fire. It is consumed completely until nothing is left but a pile of smoldering ashes. Music swells slightly. The camera pulls back to show our character, a person in simple workout clothes, slowly, gingerly stretching a sore leg. They wince, but there's a look of focus on their face. The ember and ash effect continues to drift around them. To an outside observer, that's the end. Total destruction, a tragedy. But the story doesn't end there. From those very ashes, a new phoenix rises, younger, stronger, more radiant, and more powerful than before. The destruction wasn't the finale. It was the necessary prelude to rebirth. Your workout, that grueling session where you pushed for one more rep when every fiber of your being screamed no, that was your fire. You willingly stepped into that flame. You lifted the weight that felt too heavy. You ran the extra mile that felt too long. You set your old limits, your old comfort zone, on fire. And now, you're sitting in the ashes. This soreness is the physical evidence of that controlled burn. It's the microscopic tearing of the muscle fibers you've carried your whole life, the ones that were just good enough. You are breaking down the old you, the you that doubted, the you that said, I can't, the you that was comfortable with mediocrity. Visuals shift. The fiery embers fade, replaced by a cool, serene blue light. The scene transitions to a recovery area. The character is now using a foam roller, breathing deeply through the discomfort. The blue light seems to soothe the muscles. Shots of hydration, water being poured, a hand placing a healthy meal on a table. And this phase, this is where the magic truly happens. This is the quiet part, the part nobody posts on social media, the blue phase, the recovery. Your body isn't just resting, it's rebuilding. It's a construction site working overtime. It's taking the raw materials, the protein you eat, the water you drink, the sleep you desperately need. And it's not just patching up the old structure. It's building something new. It's laying down stronger, denser muscle fiber. It's reinforcing the foundations. It's creating a body that is more capable, more resilient, more powerful than the one that walked into the gym. The soreness is the sound of the construction. The ache is the blueprint being drawn. Let me tell you a story about a friend of mine, Alex. Alex hated leg day, despised it. He'd do it, but he'd go through the motions, never really pushing. He never felt that deep soreness afterward, and for years his progress stalled. He was the same phoenix, flying in the same, tired circles. Then one day he decided to stop playing it safe. He went for it. He squatted until his legs trembled. He lunged until he thought he'd collapse. The next day he called me, and I could hear the pain in his voice. I can't walk, he said, half laughing, half groaning. I had to lower myself onto the toilet like I was defusing a bomb. Music becomes a little lighter, a hint of a smile in the tone. But a week later he called me again. His voice was different. It had a new kind of energy. You know what? He said. I went back today, and the weight that felt impossible last week, it moved. It actually moved. That soreness wasn't his failure. It was his initiation. It was the feeling of the old Alex, the one who avoided the burn, turning to ash. And from those ashes, a stronger Alex was rising. He had finally understood the protocol. Visuals transition again. The cool blue light begins to warm. A soft, golden glow appears on the horizon. The character is now standing, looking out a window, or perhaps walking back into the gym. The soreness is still there in their careful movement, but their posture is different, straighter, more confident. This isn't just about muscles. This is a metaphor for your entire life. That project at work that feels overwhelming, that's the fire. The difficult conversation you need to have, that's the fire. The personal goal that seems miles out of reach, that too is the fire. The stress, the discomfort, the feeling of being stretched beyond that's your soreness. It's the breakdown before the breakthrough. It's the feeling of your old fears and limitations being torn down, fiber by fiber, so that something new and better can be built in their place. Embrace the grind, but more importantly, embrace the recovery. Honor the soreness. Don't curse it. Thank it. Thank your body for its incredible ability to adapt, to grow, to rise. Music builds, becoming powerful and inspiring. The golden glow intensifies into the brilliant light of a rising sun. The character is now back under the barbell, or on the treadmill, or holding the dumbbells. They take a deep, confident breath. There is no wince now, only determination. The fiery ember effect returns, but this time they are not ashes falling. They are embers rising, lifting off the skin, symbolizing the new strength being forged. So the next time you feel that ache, I want you to remember this. I want you to stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say it. This is the feeling of progress. This is the sound of my old self crumbling. This is the fire, and I am the phoenix. Your call to action isn't just to go to the gym. It's to step into the fire with intention. It's to seek out the kind of workout that will leave you gloriously sore. It's to not fear the breakdown, because you now know the secret. It's the only path to the breakthrough. Then, nourish the ashes, hydrate, fuel your body with real food, sleep like it's your job, stretch into the discomfort. This is the sacred part of the process, and when the soreness fades, and it will, you will feel it. A new strength, a new resilience, not just in your body, but in your mind. You faced the fire, you sat in the ashes, and you rose. So go on, your pyre awaits. Burn, recover, rise, again and again and again. This is the Phoenix Protocol. Now go and be reborn, reaches a final, triumphant peak, and then fades to a lingering, powerful note. Visuals, a final shot of the character, powerful and focused in their new workout, backlit by the fully resin sun.